NUX.
Getting around inside of the NUX MG-300 Mark II is actually quite simple, but it does take a few minutes. And in this video, I'm going to take you through the buttons and the knobs and all that and show you how it all works. So in the next few minutes, you're going to learn everything you need to know about the layout of the MG-300 Mark II. Let's get to it. Okay, so let's start at the top row here of buttons. So at the top row, we've got the edit exit button, we have the save button, and we have the mode button. Now, when you use the edit exit button, if you press the edit button, that will go into the editing mode for the MG-300 on whatever preset you've got selected. So from here, you can now start changing the amps if you want to, so you can get completely different sounds. For example, we went from the fireman we can go over to a diesel. So we have a whole bunch of different ways to go. And of course we can screw this all up as much as we want to, but in this case, we're just doing a tour here. So we're not gonna get too far in the weeds here. When you want to go one back, you use the edit button again, the exit button. The edit button has an exit button, and that'll take you to the top level again. Now, if you are in here and you wanna make changes, like for example, we changed this preset from a Friedman amp to a diesel, you can press the save button. And at this point, what you can do is you can name the preset anything you want and then hit the save button again, and that will save the preset for you. So you can do it from here, or you can do it from our QuickTone editor, which I will get into in a separate video. But I felt that it might be a good idea for you to get to know the product just from here without having to worry about the software initially. Now to the right of that, we've got the mode button. Now we've got the mode button turned on. This gives us access to the different output modes of the MG-300 Mark II. So we have a couple of solutions here. We have actually 5 different settings. So we've got Studio Direct. Now Studio Direct is just like plugging into a pair of studio monitors, plugging into a mixer as I'm doing here, where you're hearing the cabinet, you're hearing the amp, you're hearing everything just perfect, the way it needs to be heard. But if you're using an amp, this is where it gets very powerful. So use the rotary encoder, and now you can change it to combo front. Now you can hear it sounds completely different now, because what we're doing, in fact, is we are bypassing the cabinet, the IR, the impulse response in this preset, and we're going straight into it's ready to go straight into the front of your combo amp. We also have a stack as well, and we have an EQ for each one of these settings right here at the bottom. You can also go to combo rear, and you can go to stack rear. And when you're using the rear, that means you're using the effects return of the amplifier. So it doesn't matter if you're talking about a stack or a combo, but when you're using the effects return, that means you're bypassing the preamp and the EQ section of your amp, and you're letting the MG-300 do all the driving when it comes to the preamp, when it comes to the EQ and all the effects. But in those modes, the impulse response, the cabinets are bypassed. It's a very quick and easy way to get a great sound when you plug into an amplifier. But if you're going into, say, an FR speaker, you can just use Studio Direct and you'll be just fine. So to get out of this, just press that button again, and there we are. Now, moving on to the next row here, we have the jam. Now in the jam section here, we've got the looper. So we have a phrase looper built in. We also have drum patterns, and we also have EQ for those drum patterns. And there's a whole host of different things you can do here, like you can record a phrase loop, and then you can also work with the drum patterns as well, and that is used in combination here at the bottom. So when you want to start recording, you use the loop foot switch and just do something like, you know, and there you go. Now if you play the drums, I don't know if you noticed that, but what happened is the looper detected the tempo of what I was just playing, and it matched the drums to that. That's a really cool feature, and if you want to get rid of the looper, just press and hold and it'll erase it. Now, if you just want to use it just as a drum playback, you can do that too. You also have, over here to the right, you have the tap button. Now when you use this, You can tap tempo if you want to. And if you want to do anything else, like you want to go in and change it to a different style, just use the page button below. And now you can go in and you can change different styles. You can also change the volume, and you can use the rotary encoder to change the tempo. Or you can just use the tap tempo. So there you go. Now, if you want to stop the drums, just use the right foot switch down here. Moving along, we're going to go to the pedal button. Now, the pedal button, this is a little hard to see, but what I want you to pay attention to is as I'm touching the pedal button here, look up here in the upper right corner of the screen. And as I'm pressing the button, it is assigning the expression pedal to different parameters inside of your preset. So right now it's set to the reverb. So this expression pedal will now, when it's activated, it will now adjust a parameter on the reverb effect, and so on and so forth. So you've got your wah, you've got your effects, you can control a parameter on your amp, your modulation, all of that great stuff. So it's got a lot of great variability to it. Now, in addition to that, we have the bottom row here, and the bottom row allows us to quickly select the different presets if we want to. So let's say we want to bank up and we want to go to 4A. Once we have that selected, just simply press the foot switch and you're there. Just like that. So one more time, I'm going to go down to A, and there you go. See? Easy. Nothing to it. Now, with the page button, it doesn't do anything in this particular mode because there's nothing to page through. But when we get into other functionalities inside of the MG-300 Mark II, you'll see exactly what it can do. Now, from here, what we can also do is then go down to the bottom row, to the row of knobs here, where we can go to the select knob here on the far left, and we can use this to quickly select a preset. So these are the factory presets we're looking at, and then you've got the user presets. So you've got 9 banks of 4 presets within each bank. And then when you want the one, when you press the rotor encoder, that will select it for you. Yep. Quite easy, quite simple. And then from going to the right now, we have the different global EQ and outputs. So if we go to knob 1 and we just start toggling it, you can see you can change the volume level of the headphone output, the master output, and then when we go back to the top level, it doesn't do anything with the third knob. So in case you're wondering, hey, why isn't it doing anything? Well, it's because it's programmed to these two down here at the bottom. Now to the bottom. Now, if we want to toggle up and down the different presets, that's what we can use the foot switches for. However, there is another functionality, which is the tuner. And you can access that by just pressing both of the foot switches at the same time. And that will not only bypass the pedal, but so you don't hear anything. So if I turn it back on, you can't see anything. You can't hear anything, but you can certainly see that the tuner is working. So you have a tuner built in, you have a drum machine built in, you've got all this stuff built in. And if you want to exit this, all you have to do is just press those 2 foot switches again, and now you're back up to your top level. All right, so that was a tour of the MG-300 Mark II. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to come back for future video tutorials where I'm going to take you into some of the other really great features of this multi-effects unit. We'll see you soon.